This video is sponsored by CI Hub.
Here is the problema and the solution. The problema is that when you use Publish Online, it does a number on any placed vector graphics. It rasterizes them.
Oh, yeah.
It does not, of course, if you rasterize a placed paint image, a picture, who cares? It looks the same. But when you rasterize a vector graphic, it looks blurry, especially if it's right next to text. Now, when you export to Publish Online, it does not rasterize text. It turns it into SVG outlines, so it's very crisp. So let me show you what I mean. Here is a graphic that I use on occasion showing design editorial workflows. I'll zoom in. So it's very crisp and clean. It was placed from Illustrator. Here's some text that I created in InDesign, so you can see that they look about the same, but it is a placed Illustrator file, okay? So then, and this, of course, was done in InDesign. I'm going to export it to Publish Online. I should probably use that little share icon for Publish Online. And I'll call this Workflow with Illustrator. Now, there are a couple things you can do in the Publish Online dialog box to kind of enhance what it does. If you click Advanced, easy to miss, but click Advanced, and you can choose what is the thumbnail, which I thought was interesting. And then what is the resolution for anything that it rasterizes? Standard is 96, but I can tell you, I'm not going to bother doing it now, but 144 is not that much better at all. It doesn't fix the rasterized Illustrator graphics. And everything else is about the same. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to General and click Publish. And it should do it quickly. And if not, because who knows what my Wi-Fi is like out here in the boonies.
I was going to say.
I already have the finished dish in the oven. So, okay, good. That's good. So let's view the document. And we'll zoom in using these controls at the bottom. So there's our crisp type up here, but look at how blurry the type is here. And even the graphics got blurry, right? Now here's the crisp InDesign type compared to that. Blah.
Yep.
So that's not good. And we were talking about this, I think, in the InDesign group, and we came up with a solution on Facebook. So I thought it was the neatest thing. So let's go back to InDesign. The trick is to do an end run around InDesign. And instead of using an Illustrator graphic, use an SVG graphic, because it's just going to pass through that SVG. So how do you make an SVG graphic of this? Quite simple. It's quite simply. Okay, so go to links, right click on this link, choose edit original, or I guess I could have option double clicked, and we don't care about the color profile. Okay, so there it is. And then you go to File and choose Export, and choose Export as down here, SVG.
Great.
Export as SVG. Let's go back to my ID tips folder. This was vectors. And so it's general shared cloud workflow.svg, choose export. And we don't need any CSS. We're not going to be putting this into a web page. All right. But so I actually just kind of ignore all this stuff and then just say, okay. And the one thing I do is I don't turn on responsive, which I think it makes it like either has a lot of code or maybe makes many versions. I don't care. I'm just going to say, okay. All right. So then we go back into InDesign. And I'm going to, I'll get rid of this one. All right. And we'll move this guy up. We're going to use the same one. Right. And I'll place that SVG one. All right. So that was.
You deleted the heading just so that you'd have room for both of them?
Right. Thank you.
Gotcha. Okay. Just for the demo, just to save both.
Just for the demo. Yes.
Got it.
All right. So there's the SVG. Looks great, right? And by the way, the SVG, you can use it in Illustrator just like an AI file. You can edit original and it'll open in Illustrator. But I'm going to move this copy here, down here. Oops, of course. Have you noticed that it's more finicky? InDesign is more finicky about option dragging.
I've not noticed that, no.
Right, yes, it's a pain. All right, so This is the Illustrator. This is the SVG. We go to File, Publish Online. And we'll use the same exact settings as before. Nothing up my sleeves. We'll say with SVG, Publish. And is there a drum roll?
We need a drum roll.
Yeah.
All right.
You, this guy.
Everybody at home listening, you can make your own drum roll.
Zoom in. Here's the rasterized one.
Yeah, that's blurry.
And look at how sharp and crisp this one is.
Ooh,
Look at that. Look at the graphics. You know, see the keys on the keyboard?
Yeah.
And they're very sharp here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that.
I love
All
that.
right.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, one bonus tip for this is that if you have a ton of AI graphics, you can, export them all to SVG from within Illustrator. And there's probably a way to do a bunch of them at once. Maybe there's a script. But the main thing is that you select all your AI graphics here, and then you go up here and you say relink to folder.
Gotcha.
Or
Yeah.
sorry. Relink file extension.
Yep.
So you say, look for the one that says SVG in it, and you point to the folder with all your SVG exports.
Or right. Relink to the SVGs. I love
That's right.
Great
Yes.
idea. Yes.
Yep. Yeah,
So you could
great.
do like 50 of them really quickly.
Really
if you
fast.
just-
Yeah. So you don't
Nice.
have to replace them or anything like that.
As long as they have the same name.
Automatically Convert. Yeah. Keep
Gotta
the
have the
same
same
name, export them to SVG, and then you're done.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And for thousands more how-to articles and tutorials, visit our website, creativepro.com, and become a member today. Thanks for learning with us.